Tatras Mountains in Slovakia, breathtaking natural scenery in a country full of wonderful landscapes, as well as picturesque villages, towns and cities like the capital, Bratislava, reaping the economic benefits of full EU membership since 2004. Slovakia is a country on the move, with a property market to match.
So there's a huge amount of people coming from various countries, especially there are a lot of investors from England. Some of those, they're just buying maybe sometimes one residential property, but sometimes even bulk of properties in Slovakia.
I think the next 5 years is going to be a very interesting time. There's a lot of major multinational developers building a lot of new projects in town with a new sort of luxury end developing. There's substantial redevelopment of the old town going on. In effect, there's a development of a new town centre just outside of the old town on the river, Danube. And so yes, I think the next 5 years we'll see a substantial change and a whole new sector opening up in the real estate market in Slovakia.
In terms of Slovakia as an investment opportunity, one, it's opened the doors to the foreign market. Two, it's got a very high domestic demand for property. They say they need to build between 50,000 new homes, and they're currently only building 13,000 new homes. So from an investment point of view, not only have you got the foreign market, you've also got the domestic market.
Slovakia has a population of around 5.5 million people. The language is Slovak, and Slovakia's currency is the koruna, due to be replaced by the euro in 2009. The gateway to Slovakia is its capital, Bratislava. Just a short boat ride up the Danube from Vienna, this city is leading the country's economic boom. The banks of the river are lined with new, large-scale residential and commercial developments, and the city's picturesque old town is especially popular with foreign property buyers. Resident Jim Passmore has seen Bratislava change.
The first time I came here was about 10 years ago, and it was very grey and crumbly, and I used to tell my friends that I carried a piece of paper in my pocket with the name of the hotel we were staying and some information so I could get a taxi home. But now you'll find that everyone under 30 speaks English. Buildings are being renovated at a hell of a speed. Fountains appearing in the middle of old squares and everything being renovated. So even the change in the year and a half is quite substantial. There's a lot of foreigners buying investment property in the old town of Bratislava. It's a very small, compact old town with all sorts of complications because of the listed building status. People are buying it because they see potential for increase in value and also some rental returns. So that's typically what's happening in the old town. There's some new developments that are going on as well that are attracting investment.
Like most other Eastern European countries, Slovakia has to rectify years of infrastructure neglect. But this is now well on the way. The country benefits from an increasingly sophisticated road network, a good railway system, and low-cost airlines connect the country with the UK, Ireland and other parts of Western Europe.
Bratislava already has twice daily flights from Ryanair. You have Sky Europe that comes in directly, both from Manchester and London Stansted. It's opened its airlines linked to Italy, and if you're in the high Tatra Mountains, you have the Poprad Airport, where you have Sky Europe, and today we've found out that Ryanair are looking at that as a venue to actually come into as well. So from an access point of view for foreign visitors, it's fantastic.
The London to Bratislava flight time is around 2 hours 20 minutes. Ryanair, EasyJet and Sky Europe serve Bratislava and regional airports. Motorway links to neighbouring countries, including Austria, are improving, and there's an EU plan for a new high-speed rail link between Paris and Bratislava. The capital's seen big property price increases over the past 3 years, but it's just one of the regions attracting the interest of foreign property investors.
I would say in terms of the regions, you've obviously, a lot of people would have heard of Bratislava, and probably Bratislava is the most well known. It's close to Vienna. Year on year for the last 3 years it's grown, but what I don't think a lot of people realise are the opportunities in all the other cities. You may have heard through the car manufacturing that you've basically got Peugeot now in Trnava. Up in Žilina you have the Kia factory, and then for the more sort of affluent market you've got the high Tatra resorts which scream luxury, and you'll see by the size of the hotels, basically if you want something at that end of the market, Slovakia has that as well.
Properties in the Slovakian countryside not only offer attractive investment opportunities, but also excellent value for money to those who want to settle here. Jim and Sue Primer bought this house in the town of Nova Banja as a home for their retirement.
I just fell in love with it on the internet. I just saw it on the internet and I kept saying, don't sell it, don't let anybody have it. I just felt that it was mine.
I didn't know what to expect, but it reminded me of Austria and I've been skiing on skiing holidays before, lots of times, and seen the sort of forest sort of scenery, and I wasn't expecting it to be Slovakia, but I was sort of very pleasantly surprised.
In the north of the country, around the Tatras Mountains, there's a boom fuelled by an ever-growing tourist market. Facilities like this aqua park near Poprad are typical of the innovative way in which Slovakia is using its natural resources to attract tourists to this beautiful and relatively undiscovered part of Europe.
When speaking about visitors here, the majority of people come from Poland. We are very close to Poland. On the second place, of course, people from Slovakia, then Czech Republic, and people from Great Britain are quite a big group now.
Many of the new developments in this region are linked to outdoor pursuits, from ski chalets and apartments to houses built as part of international golf developments. This one near Poprad has residences being constructed right next to the golf course.
In 1999 we started with a driving range, then 2000 with a small public course, and we started with 2 golfers only playing golf, and nowadays we have 450 club members from all around Europe. More and more Brits, Irish people are coming here. Some of them are also setting their companies here around. Some of them are having their second homes here, because if you think that you are from here to London, it's 2 hours, so it's nothing.
It's not just tourism and foreign buyers fueling Slovakia's housing market. There's also strong local demand, with economic expansion creating a shortage of good quality housing in many parts of the country. So whether you're thinking of buying in one of the popular tourist regions of Slovakia or investing in apartments that are geared to the local housing markets, it's important that you understand the buying process.
If you're going to buy a property in Bratislava, first steps would be find a real estate agent you can communicate with. So someone who speaks very good English if you're English speaking. Don't take their recommendation for a lawyer. You should find and source your own independent lawyer, because it's utmost importance that you have someone independent working completely on your side to help you through the process. Then there's not very much of a system for getting structural survey reports done in Slovakia. I would highly recommend that as well, because of the potential for finding damp, woodworm and other problems like that.
To summarise, once a seller's accepted an offer, you'll be required to pay a deposit of around 10% of the purchase price and sign a preliminary contract. Your solicitor will then see a surveyor's report and conduct all the necessary searches. Once all the parties are satisfied, the final contract will be signed and funds transferred. Finally, you'll have to wait for the land registry to transfer ownership. At that point, you'll become the full owner of the property. Slovakia is a country full of potentially lucrative property investments. With entry-level one-bedroom new-build apartments in Liptovsky Mikuláš from around £16,000, a two-bed in Trnava from £40,000, a one-bed in Bratislava Old Town from around £100,000, and a Tatras Mountains ski chalet from around £60,000. Slovakian mortgages are on offer to EU citizens. There's no capital gains tax after 3 years of ownership, and local taxes and charges are extremely low. With Slovakia's economy growing at a faster rate than most Western European countries, it seems that the property market here will continue to provide excellent investment opportunities for some time to come. But remember, do your research and take advice from established English-speaking legal and financial experts.
Political situation, economic situation is very stable. In fact, Slovakia is considered like one of those new small tigers entering to the big world market economy. All this make investment pretty safe, or I would say very safe.
Everywhere I've gone, it's been very, very friendly. They're very quick to learn the language if they can. If not, there's obviously a way of getting through that language barrier and stuff, but our experience has been very positive.
The countryside here is very beautiful. You have lakes, you have lowlands, you have high Tatras with peaks over 2,000 meters. Of course, our historical towns with churches and other very nice buildings, and the people, of course.